Michael thought he made it out. A mansion in Rockford Hills, a broken family starting to heal, and just enough therapy to pretend it was all working. But in GTA, there's no clean getaway, especially not for guys like Michael. In the mission The Time's Come, Franklin is ordered by Devin Weston to take Michael out. For good. If you choose to go through with it, Franklin lures Michael to the Paleto Bay power station under the lie of needing to talk. Michael shows up calm, reflective. He talks about progress, his family, the movie deal, the calm after the storm. But Franklin's quiet, and when Michael reads the silence, you little piece of shit. What follows is a desperate chase, up ladders, over scaffolding, through steel towers. Two criminals who once trusted each other, now climbing toward the final betrayal. At the top, it all comes down to one last prompt. Let go, or pull him up. But it doesn't matter. Michael dies either way. There's no saving him. He falls, no matter what you choose. And he knows exactly who sent him there. Developers originally planned something else. Helicopter blades. A messy, public death. The assets are still buried in the files, but Rockstar made a different call. Something quieter, more personal. They made you push him. And after that, Amanda disappears. Jimmy drifts. Lester keeps it business. No jokes, no jobs. Trevor never says her name again. No funeral, no headlines. Just a brief note in the game files. Gang-related. Michael didn't go down fighting. He went down betrayed, staring into the eyes of the last person he trusted, and realizing it was over. You don't just kill Trevor Phillips. You hunt him, and you better hope you don't miss. In the mission Something Sensible, Franklin makes the coldest call of his life. At Devin Weston's urging, and with pressure from Michael, he chooses to cut loose the wild card. The man who never plays by the rules. Trevor. They meet at the edge of East Los Santos. Trevor pulls up, confused, casual, until Franklin hesitates. The moment shifts. Trevor knows. And the rage hits instantly. You Judas, you just like him. Trevor peels off in his truck, a storm of oil, dust, and betrayal. Franklin gives chase, and midway through the pursuit calls Michael. The same man who once left Trevor for dead in North Yankton now helps finish the job. Michael slams into Trevor at the oil fields. Gasoline pours out. Trevor stumbles, dazed, soaked in fuel. And then, Franklin pulls the trigger. The flame races up the gas trail like it's been waiting for this moment. Trevor doesn't scream. He just burns. Alive. The last thing you see is his body engulfed in fire, collapsing beside the wreckage of the truck that once carried all his chaos. Because even after everything, the torture, the murders, the madness, Trevor was part of the crew. A devil they knew. And now he's just smoke in the desert wind. You don't unlock anything. You don't get a celebration. You just lose a friend who never cared about rules, but might have cared about you. This is where GTA 4 breaks you. No matter what you choose, someone you love dies. The mission is called Deal or Revenge, but it doesn't feel like a choice. It feels like a setup. If you take the deal, you do it for Roman, for the dream, for the future he always talked about. And for once, things seem to go right. He finally marries Mallory. There's music, a ceremony, hope. And then, gunfire. A hitman sent by Dimitri crashes the wedding. Nico dodges the shot. Roman doesn't. He dies in your arms, the guy who believed in you when no one else did. The calls, the taxis, the jokes about bowling. All gone. And the worst part, he died happy, believing things were finally going to be okay. But if you choose revenge, you track down Dimitri and end him yourself. No more backstabbing, no more blood money. You go to the wedding with clean hands, but Kate doesn't make it out. Pegorino does the hit himself, a drive-by. 1 second she's beside you, the next, she's not. No famous last words, no dramatic slow-mo, just blood on white silk. Nico just stares at the sky, silent. Roman tries to stay strong, but you hear it in his voice. He's breaking. 2 endings, 1 coffin. You can have family or love, but never both. In Liberty City, hope is the first thing to get gunned down. This one wasn't earned. It wasn't fair, and it still pisses people off. When GTA 5 opens, Trevor Phillips is introduced through one of the coldest moments in the series. Johnny Klebitz, former president of the Lost MC, a playable protagonist. A survivor of war, betrayal, and loss, shows up to talk. He finds Trevor with Ashley, high and reckless. Johnny pleads. He wants answers. But Trevor doesn't argue. He just plants his boot into Johnny's skull and keeps going. The camera doesn't flinch. It lingers until there's nothing left. No fight, no mission, no warning. Just blood in the dirt and a legacy erased. Johnny was loyal. He stood by Ashley. He fought Billy Gray, the FIB, and everything Liberty City threw at him. But none of that matters in GTA 5. Rockstar used his death to show how dangerous Trevor was, and in doing so, they turned a biker king into roadkill. The Lost MC tries to fight back. They swarm Sandy Shores. But without Johnny, there's no plan, no center, just rage. And Trevor tears through all of it, like Johnny never mattered. Because to the story, he didn't. No funeral, no revenge, just a forgotten patch and a burned-out crew. Johnny Klebitz went out with no final words, no closure, no chance to be remembered. Unless you were there. Unless you played the Lost and Damned and knew the man before he became a message. Some betrayals build slowly, others are loud from the start. But this one, it was hiding in plain sight. Big Smoke, the loudest voice in the Grove, always talking about loyalty, always chasing something more. Ryder, CJ's childhood friend, cracking jokes, talking big, riding shotgun in the early missions, until suddenly, he wasn't. When CJ came back to Los Santos, Grove Street was falling apart. And Smoke? He said he was holding it down. But behind the scenes, he was selling it out. In the Green Saber, the truth hits. Smoke and Ryder aren't just dealing with the enemy. They are the enemy. They set up Sweet. They sell out Grove Street to the Ballas. And they climb the ranks with the help of Tenpenny and the LSPD. While CJ risks his life to rebuild the hood, Smoke builds an empire of crack palaces and corruption. And Ryder, he's right there with him. Laughing, lying, waiting to get paid. It all ends in End of the Line. CJ rolls through Smoke's fortified drug lab in a stolen SWAT truck. 3 floors of gangsters, traps, and betrayal. And at the top, Smoke. He doesn't beg. He brags. I got caught up in the money, the power. I didn't give a shit. Even as he's bleeding out, he still talks legacy. Still thinks the world will remember his name. Smoke falls, and Carl just stares at him. Damn, man, what a waste. And Ryder, he doesn't get a final speech, or a boss fight, just a drive-by near the docks, and a body floating in the bay. CJ never mentions him again. No funeral, no remorse. Because after everything Ryder said about loyalty, he flipped faster than anyone. Big Smoke and Ryder didn't just betray the Grove. They betrayed CJ, the one person still trying to keep the family together. And what did they get for it? A bullet, a headline, a legacy no one's proud of. In the end, Grove Street comes back, but it's never the same. Because once your brothers turn on you, you don't rebuild. You survive. You don't see it coming, but looking back, it was always there. Vance, the smooth-talking brother with the red in furnace. The guy who helped you storm Diaz's mansion, who said, "We'll run this city together." For a while, you believed him. When Tommy arrives in Vice City, Lance is already on edge. His brother, Victor Vance, was gunned down in a drug deal gone bad. Lance wants revenge, wants power, wants everything fast. So when Tommy starts rising, Lance grabs the ride and refuses to let go. He jokes, he flashes that fake smile, but he skips meetings, shows up late, takes calls he won't explain. And after death row, after he gets kidnapped and tortured, he changes. By keep your friends close, it all breaks. Tommy's running the whole city. Lance isn't, and he hates it. So he flips, sells out Tommy, the vault, the mansion, everything. He doesn't sneak. He storms in through the front door. You took 15 years from me, Sonny, and now I'm going to make you pay. Gunfire erupts. Forelli's men pour in. Lance runs upstairs with bags of cash and a loaded rifle. Still smiling. Tommy chases him to the rooftop, rain crashing through the broken windows, the mansion on fire from the inside out. They meet face to face. No more fake laughs. No more brothers. Just blood. We were partners, Tommy. Tommy fires. Lance falls. Lance wanted power, but he never earned it. And when he tried to steal it, he lost everything. No redemption. No legacy. just a blood-stained rooftop and a partner who didn't flinch. Victor Vance wasn't supposed to die like this. He fought his way out of the gutter, built an empire from the sand, and tried to do it all for his brother. In Vice City stories, you are Victor, a soldier with principles, a man who didn't want to be a criminal, but became one anyway. He outwits drug lords, crushes gangs, and defies the military. He earns the city's respect, builds an empire, and by the end of the game, he finally sees a future. But 4 years before Vice City Stories was even released, Rockstar already killed him. If you boot up GTA Vice City, Victor Vance dies in the first 60 seconds. No intro, no backstory, just a botched drug deal on a rain-soaked dock. He's standing there, money in hand, doing the job. And then out of nowhere, bullets tear through him, and he's gone. To players in 2002, he was just a nameless casualty. To players in 2006, he was you. That hit differently. The man who survived the worst of Vice City didn't even make it out of the prologue in another game. No warning, no twist, just death from the sky and a story that ended before it began. And what's worse, nobody remembers. Tommy never says his name, Lance never mourns, the city moves on, and the player does too. Victor built a criminal empire for his family, and all it got him was a chalk outline in a city that never even remembered his name. You don't even know him yet, but when it happens, you'll never forget his face. Jay Norris, the smug CEO of Life Invader. A parody of tech bros, startup billionaires, and everything Rockstar loves to roast. He doesn't carry a gun. He doesn't start a war. He just walks onto a stage, smiling, hyped, untouchable, and answers the wrong phone call. You're playing as Michael, fresh out of retirement, and this is your first hit in years. No guns, no guards, just one explosive upgrade. Jay's giving his keynote, bragging about data collection, talking about innovation and connection. Hold on a second, I think someone's trying to dog with me. And then, boom. His head explodes on national TV. Blood sprays across the stage. The crowd screams. You just assassinated a tech giant with an app. Rockstar doesn't even play it serious. There's no mission debrief, no eulogy, just silence and satire. Jay Norris didn't die in a blaze of glory. He died as a joke, a punchline with a kill switch. But in GTA 5, that might be the coldest statement of all. This isn't a mission. It's a reckoning. Darko Brevik, a name that haunted Niko Bellic from the moment he stepped into Liberty City. He wasn't a kingpin, wasn't part of any crew. Just a rat. The one who sold out Niko's unit for $1,000. You learn the truth in that special someone. UL Paper finds Darko's location, and Roman, who usually begs for peace, says one thing. He betrayed you. He made you kill people. He ruined you. You fly him into Liberty City in a van, beat up, strung out, barely alive. And when the doors open, he begs. I needed the money. I had debts. But he's not sorry. Not really. And you can hear Niko breaking. I had a life. I had things. I had friends. I had love. And Darko took all of it. Then the game gives you a choice. Kill him or walk away. No bonuses, no consequences, just a cold street and a broken past. If you pull the trigger, Darko slumps over. 7 bullets, 1 for each friend who died. If you let him live, he collapses, weeping, and disappears forever. But either way, Niko doesn't feel better. This wasn't justice. It wasn't revenge. It was just another ghost that wouldn't stay dead. Darko Brevik didn't go out with a fight. He didn't beg for redemption. He just rotted in the back of a van until the past caught up. Some deaths are loud. Others are confusing. But this one feels like a dream you can't wake up from. Dom Beasley is an adrenaline junkie. Skydives, bike races, base jumps into traffic. He's not suicidal. He thinks he's invincible. Franklin meets him mid-game. Dom talks fast, moves fast, lives like the ground isn't real. But in his final mission, something's off. Franklin gets led to a dam by a talking dog. Yeah, a dog. It guides you through the hills in silence until you find Dom, clinging to the edge of a dam, alone, grinning. It's perfectly safe, like last time. And then he jumps into shallow water face first, and dies on impact. No slow-mo, no camera pan, just a splash and silence. Franklin walks up, staring at the broken body below. No mission complete sound, no reward, just confusion. Was any of it real? The dog? The vision? The stunt? Or did Franklin just watch a man unravel in real time? Dom died like he lived, untouchable in his mind and alone in reality. And GTA never explains it. It just moves on, like he was never there. Some died chasing power, others died for nothing. But in GTA, nobody dies clean. They vanish in alleyways, burn in silence, fall without ceremony. And if you weren't there to see it, the city forgets. The game moves on, and all that's left is the body.